What's going on, guys? I'm gonna do something a little different today, sort of what's in my bag for my next travel trip. And I've been getting a lot of questions regarding what kind of camera I use and what lenses and even drones. So I figured it would be nice to kind of share that with you. Full disclaimer, these companies do not pay me any money for me to talk about their stuff. It's just that I've been using them for so many years that I find them very useful and they're great for my films and things I do. So let's get on to it. My next trip, I'm going to be in Vietnam for about 10 days. Doing filming and lots of aerial shots and cultural footages. I'm gonna keep it as light as possible. So first off is this particular camera right here, which is the Sony A6500. This camera by far, I have to say, is one of the best camera right now in the market. I've used the Sony A7S, which is what I'm using right now to record, and it's a great camera, extremely low light. However, the autofocus on this one right here is just phenomenal. The other thing I like about it is extremely lightweight, especially when you do travel. You want to keep it as light as possible. The second thing is it does 120 frames per second, really good for slow motion. I like to do slow motion because it gives you that cinematic feel to it, and 120 frame 1080p without add any additional crop to it. And of course 4K. A lot of people do 4K. I'm not too keen with 4K at the moment because I'm not quite there yet as far as like YouTube and all that stuff. But good to know that it is, built in already. This camera has a built-in, it's called IBIS, in-body image stabilizer. It's so convenient. I don't have to have a tripod with me. I can actually handheld this. Was able to get a steady shot. I can actually pan slowly and I can actually do slides as if it's on a dolly, and just very minimal. And then I do 120 frames per second and then I'll slow it down once I get into post. So that's another reason why I like this camera, is the IBIS. And another thing is the electronic viewfinder, EVF. What you see is what you get basically, and so the picture you take with it, how you view it, that's the end result that you're gonna get. You can view it out in the sun by just kind of hold it up to your eye and you'll be able to view it. You don't have to get away from the sun just to be able to see the picture you just took. So that is very useful. Another great thing that I like about this is it has all of these picture profiles that you can set up. And currently I am using the Cine 4 profile. That has been working quite well for me, Cine 4, and I think I'm using Pro. I only have to do a little bit of color grading. I'm not that good at color grading yet, as you can see some of my videos on my YouTube. I'm still experimenting. With Cine 4, you don't have to do a whole lot of color grading. I recently got recommended by Visual Choi, Visual CHOI. He recommended that I should go S-Log 2 because you could do really cool color grading, and I'm gonna venture into it. Eventually, and you should check some of his stuff out. I'll leave the info somewhere down here for you guys. Again, I'm not a big tech person, so I don't know how to go into deep details, but just by practical use, I really enjoy this camera. And if anyone right now that's in the market to pick up a camera and wanted to do some videos as well, this is my recommendation, is the A6500. This 10 to 18 f4, and this is like the perfect lens for vlogging and those crazy wide angle shot. I have it like really close to my face, like sometimes like this, and you can see the whole background. And so this is a must-have lens. And another lens that I'm gonna bring with me this time, and this is gonna be a little bit heavier, which is the 24 to 70 2.8. I just picked this up, and thank you so much, Rob. Shout out to Rob at Best Buy. He has been very helpful, and Very cool guy. This lens is just amazing. 2.8, so you can get that nice bokeh in there. And the cool thing about this is it's weather sealed, and also it has this push to focus. You're able to hold that focus without having to switch to manual. And it also has a lock mechanism right here. If you were to have the camera kind of upside down like this, it won't fall out, and it protects the lens as well. And this will be a great lens for cinematic shots, so looking forward to use this. I'm going to be doing a lot of aerial shots. This here will be very handy. The Maverick Pro, oh my goodness, I could go on for days about this particular drone. It was so hard to get. I'm not sure if you can still get it so quickly now, but a couple months ago it was so tough to get, and I was lucky enough to get a hold of one of these before I left for the Southeast Asia trip. The cool thing about it, of course, is the lightweight, and you don't have to carry another bag just for the drone. That is all. Honestly, that is all I have to say about this drone. Enough said. Just lightweight and shove it anywhere and take it with you. This will be my vlogging camera. This is the Canon G7X Mark II. My last trip I was vlogging with the A6500, and it's great. It's great picture. However, especially on this trip, is that, you know, in Vietnam, great people, but there are certain individuals that like to take your things, and so having a small camera is less intrusive, and the chance of it getting stolen is minimal, hopefully. Last but not least, so this guy here is from Peak Design. This is the everyday backpack, 20 liters, and I love this backpack. Oh my goodness, this is probably the best one out there in the market for me. I have used tons of other backpacks before, and this one right now is my favorite. It's rain resistance. I mean, I was running in the rain with this and it's fine. I tossed it around like no tomorrow, and it works great. And just from the size of it, it looks so small, but you can pack so much stuff in here that sometimes this is heavier than my check-in luggage. And the cool thing about it is when you go through custom, nobody notices it because it's so small. It looks so small. That's why, and so that's a plus. And of course, you can also fit a 15-inch laptop in here, and so yeah, I would probably do another video sometimes just to show you like how I pack all my stuff in here. Maybe when I'm on the trip, and I'll be able to lay it all out and pack it in here to show you guys how much stuff you could fit in here. So yeah, this will be going with me. And one other accessories that I got for this particular bag that I really like is this. You see this little unit right here? This is also from Peak Design. I think it says capture on here. I'm not sure if this is the accessories name for it, but basically it holds the camera. So say you have a lens on and everything, and when you strap it on, let me see if I can show you. All right, so when you strap it on like this, when you have your gear strap on like this, and you have the camera. So let me do a full setup real quick just to show you. This is my typical vlogging setup, and oh yeah, and this microphone here is a Shure microphone. I think it's VP83 lens hopper. It uses AA battery. It doesn't use the 9-volt like the Rode mic. I don't want to go around and look for a 9-volt because certain places it's really hard to find a 9-volt. So that's why I bought this. I normally just have it on the whole day. I don't turn it off because sometimes when you vlog and you turn around, you're like, oh shoot, I forgot to turn on the microphone, and yeah, you got to do it over again. So I just have it on the whole time. So this guy right here is so convenient because when you have your backpack on, right, you take public transportation, And when you're climbing to certain areas and stuff like that, you don't want to be holding the camera, and especially on this particular trip. Like I say, there are some people out there that like to take your stuff. So to prevent that from happening is I normally just have it snap on right here. And it's so convenient because nobody can yank this out. It's secure, and so you could run and jump up and down the buses and you should be fine. And then whenever you want to take it out and get some footages, and it's just that easy. And so this is so convenient. Just have this on here, and sometimes I would take this out and have it on my belt. So I just kind of clip it on my belt and take it out whenever I want. So if you have to climb to certain places, it's just secured and it just sticks to your body. So that's my setup. Bring up this point that I really wanted to express is that it doesn't matter what kind of camera or what kind of lens you have with you. You hear the quote all the time is that the best camera is the one you have with you. Could be a point and shoot, it could be a phone, and you're able to capture something, and you're the one that's telling the story. And so that is more important. That's my 2 cents in filmmaking philosophy. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you have any questions, please let me know. And like I said, the best way to capture something is just to capture it. See you guys next time. Bye bye.